Thanks, Carol. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am delighted to welcome you all to celebrate this exciting moment in the Wheelock succession of Dartmouth presidents and congratulate Phil Hanlon on his election as our next president. Before I introduce Phil, I'd like to take a moment to thank you, Carol, for your service to Dartmouth during this important transitional year. I speak for all the trustees, and I'm sure I echo the thoughts of the broader community in noting how Dartmouth has continued to excel under your leadership. We greatly appreciate your dedication to this institution and its continued record of intellectual distinction. I also want to express my gratitude to Bill Hellman and Diana Taylor, the chair and vice chair of our Presidential Search Committee, and our entire committee of trustees, faculty, alumni, and a student. They and their fellow members of the committee took on an immense responsibility and worked tirelessly to shepherd the process to a very successful conclusion. One of the great aspects of a presidential search, and we hope we don't do it that often, is it's an occasion for trustees and faculty to work together as true colleagues. It's really probably the only opportunity where that takes place. And that was a true pleasure and a rewarding experience, and I think I speak for all involved, trustees, faculty, alumni, and student involved in that process. Of course, a great many members of the Dartmouth community engaged in the search process by offering their visions for Dartmouth and the qualities required of its leader. So my thanks go also to the community, whose contribution was instrumental to the outcome. When we began our presidential search last spring, we spent many weeks listening to your feedback about what we should seek in Dartmouth's next president. From this input, we developed a presidential profile, which distilled everything we heard into a specific set of experiences and abilities we sought in the next leader of Dartmouth. As you can imagine, it was a long list, encompassing everything from leadership and commitments to Dartmouth's mission, to academic ambition, and the heart of a teacher. We wrote that these qualities represented the ideal, but assumed that no single candidate will have all the ideal qualifications. And then we met Phil, a man who possesses all of the skills needed to lead us into the future and reinforce Dartmouth's position at the forefront of higher education. With a remarkable record of scholarship and research, combined with leadership expertise and a profound commitment to teaching, he is truly everything we were looking for in a new president. As a Dartmouth alumnus from the almost great class of 1977, Phil believes a liberal arts education is the firmest foundation for forming citizen leaders with the creativity, entrepreneurial spirit, cultural awareness, and flexibility to make a difference in today's world. Equally important, his 27 years at the University of Michigan, one of the top research universities in the world, give Phil a strong appreciation for the critical role of outstanding scholarship and research in the vitality of an educational institution, for faculty, for undergraduate and graduate students, and for the benefit of society at large. As a world-class mathematician, Phil's an outstanding scholar in his own right. He's earned numerous academic honors and awards, including a Sloan Fellowship and a Guggenheim Fellowship, and he's held visiting positions at some of the most prestigious academic institutions in Europe and in the US. He's also a seasoned academic administrative leader who's served in a succession of senior roles at Michigan for more than a decade, including his current role as provost and executive vice president for academic affairs since 2010. And in the tradition of John Kemeny, Dartmouth's 13th president, Phil is a passionate scholar-teacher who continues to teach undergraduates at Michigan. In fact, he was teaching calculus at 8 a.m. on the morning after we announced his election, and then came right up here to Hanover to meet with Carol, our deans, and other campus leaders. All of these important qualities and experiences are matched by Phil's personal integrity, his strength of purpose, and his deep love of Dartmouth. Anyone who hears his story of coming to Dartmouth and how it changed his life will understand the depth of his affection for this special place. I could not be more pleased to welcome Phil back to his alma mater and to welcome his wife, Gail Gentes. I'll leave Phil to tell you how he met Gail, but she too has had a distinguished career and is now the Director of Research and Faculty Support at the Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan. Together, Phil and Gail have raised 3 children, now adults. They share a love of the arts, a love of the outdoors, and an enthusiasm for a variety of college sports. And they'll be rooting for our basketball and hockey teams this afternoon and this evening. Phil will only be the 18th president to lead Dartmouth since our founding in 1769. I look forward to seeing him help shape the place that played such a formative role in his life, and with the support of the Dartmouth community, lead us towards our 250th anniversary and even greater academic excellence. It's now my great privilege to introduce Dartmouth's 18th president in the Wheelock succession, Philip J. Hanlon. Welcome home.